Good evening, Nick Inman from VolumeProfileTrader.com on Monday, June 11th. And the S&P definitely got whacked today after what appeared to be a strong overnight open into Globex. Market opened up 1340 or so, let's call it. That was, if I remember right, that was the target I was looking for, the lower half of the target back in at the end of May, and we never got there. And here we are again, got there this time overnight, so it's not like it had any real significance, and ended up getting whacked across the whacked really all day. Selling right into the close was an awesome day for day trading the S&P. A lot of opportunities, a lot of trades that went 5 to 7 points, and I was telling one of the guys that I talked to when I trade, said this was one of the best days I've had all year in terms of trading the S&P. So that was good, but overall the market, got whacked. Wasn't quite expecting this much weakness until it just kept coming and the buyers weren't showing up. So I'd be looking at current levels, and you'd be looking for some type of bounce, but at the same time, let me show you on a different chart. Okay, this should help clear it up. 2 consecutive highs up at these levels. This is without overnight. 2 consecutive highs is at this 1330 level. Sell off at the lower end of the range now, straight to it, just like we were here. Let me get rid of these lines because they're useless. I'm really looking at this gap close, 1284 or something along those lines, 1290. Probably going to go down and test that level before we see higher prices. One thing to note is there is a gap back from, looks like last Tuesday or so, at 1332. Could never close it. So that's pretty weak. But, that's the market. And the market, I think I said during the weekend update or something, that the market is probably going to put us in a position where it's going to be whippy. It's, we're at the top of the range here, kind of looking at some type of bracket with, potential to trade the extremes. Day trading, obviously it's different. You can get in and out pretty quick, so there's going to be plenty of opportunity. But for now, we continue to watch. I think what I said the levels, 13, looking at this high volume area, 1321 or so, down to 1300, basically current levels. And we will get a trade out of that range at some point in time. If you're just looking at today's action alone, you can tell the buyers are not here when it counts, and there was a good opportunity for buyers to buy once it got into Friday's range, and they didn't. So you look at something like the VIX, up huge off the 50-day moving average. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Failing. This is a really bearish pattern, a bearish engulfing pattern. I think it's on the S&P too, where today's open and today's close completely engulfs the prior day's range. How else bearish can you get it? Plus you're going against the value area for the year, the value area extreme. So, that's something to consider. But Greek elections on Sunday night, so I think that you can overall wait. Don't get overloaded to one side or the other on the market. The trading idea that I introduced, it ended up getting whacked pretty quick, and if you chose to keep your stop under Friday's intraday low, I wouldn't be surprised to see it get hit. And my premise was the market was going to stabilize and give us some type of bounce. It didn't, and this trade immediately went in my face. Now the trend's obviously still down, and I guess there is a potential that it turns around, but don't let this if this is something that you got long today, don't let this go in a big direction against you. You should be involved right around maybe a little under 28, but around 28, 790, somewhere around there. Other than that, that's a frustrating trade. I was also going to send one out on Lulu. Loved really how this set up against this huge high volume area. I thought it was a good opportunity, and it was down like 0.5% on the day when I was looking at it, and I thought if it's going to come back to this gap, I need to put a structure on, other than just shorting the name, I need to put a structure on outsync options that takes advantage of, a potential continuation to the downside, or maybe just, trading below these current levels, this current highs, I should say, around 66. So I was looking at some, selling some call spreads, but I didn't find anything that really enticed me. And then I look later on in the day, and Lulu's down basically 2% from where I was looking. So my bad on that one. Looks like if you took the Halliburton trade, you caught a loser, and the trade that I chose not to publish ended up being a pretty nice winner so far. So really overall, you'd be looking for some type of market bounce if it does choose to hold these levels. But given the way that price acted today, it's hard to be convinced that buying is the right thing to do right now. Rather, I think that you want to be light on the long side just based off of today's action. You want to be net short the market if you choose to do so, or you need to be heavily in cash, which let's see, is definitely not a bad idea. The euro looks like it's the value area low for the year, but it got crushed today. There's no other way to put it. Gold actually sold off a little bit this afternoon tonight, but I'm still looking at these levels. Basically, where we are at in gold. Okay, this is the best way to describe it. Failing against the composite point of control, right here. Failing against that level, but holding the prior month's point of control, which happens to also be a triple bottom. So you'd be looking at gold, looking at where it's trading right now, and basically say, okay, if it dips below, you may have a shot to the downside. If it goes above 1650, you probably have a shot to the upside. But at these levels, it's really hard to be too convinced one way or the other, and I think that's just, I feel like that is the case with all the markets. A lot of uncertainty. That's why, for right now, day trading's paying off, and swing trading was our, is basically take profits this morning or Friday or Thursday, whenever we were at these highs. I talked about a few trades that I had put on, so you can see there was opportunity there, but definitely have to be aware of the downside right now, and the downside's there, and we need to be focused on both sides of the market. So anyways, take care, have a good night, I hope this helps. Members, you are having another video come out tonight on via the trading course, and hope you like it.